I just want to let people know that I'm here with an Vietnamese American beauty YouTuber, and she is the founder, the owner of M Cosmetic. And I mean, I've been a fan of your work for a very, very long time. I mean, you're beautiful, you're talented, you have so many tricks about makeup and education, right? So much experience and education about makeup. But the one thing I love is, you know what? Your voice. The reason I think people love
Really?
watching your clips and your videos because of your voice. And I remember you record some behind the scenes stuff when you came down to see me and then you
I
had a
did,
picture
yeah.
thing. So
I
I
have
think
some
that's
of those.
perfect. I think it's great. I think I just want to know the feeling of you, of the whole process and how you feel after you wore it. But first, I want to know because you said this was your like, a big event that you're going and you are receiving an award at this 2023 Unforgettable Gala, right?
Yeah, yeah, it was that
Yeah.
one.
And they were giving you an award and you wanted to wear an ao dai. And how did we connect? Like, I think you just messaged me, but how did
I
you?
think, yeah, I think what I did first was when I was reached out by the Unforgettable team and they were mentioning that they were going to give me this award. I was like, what? I'm getting an award for this? It's some sort of prestige thing
I
for,
think
I
it was
guess,
like a
people.
like a like a content creator icon or something.
I forgot. I honestly
Yeah.
forgot, but I was just blown away. Like, what? I'm getting a reward. I haven't really been
Yeah.
that active in so long. I went online and I just typed in like Ao Yai red carpet just to see who
Yeah.
has gone on the red carpet with an Ao Yai.
Yeah.
And I know it was, yeah, it was Kelly. I remember it
Yeah.
was with Kelly with the green Ao Yai. And I just
Yeah.
remember thinking, oh my gosh, she
At the
looks
Oscar.
so
Yeah.
majestic and
Yeah.
beautiful. And it's so, it was actually, it really touched me seeing someone wearing an ao dai, like my cultural heritage on the red carpet, just representing that. It was just such a beautiful like. So I wanted to see who designed it, and of course your name pulled up. And then when I looked you up on Instagram, I saw we had a lot of mutual friends,
Yeah.
and I saw like a few interviews of you. If they're just someone you resonate with, and I just knew like, oh wow, he really does embody this. Like you are a fairy to me. Like you
Oh.
literally are like a fairy. You're so magical and incredibly talented. And this is why I believe in the power of like transformation. This is why I'm in the beauty industry, is because when you put so much love, whether it's fashion, whether it's makeup, and you see yourself transform, it brings out this love, this inner love within you where you
Yeah.
see it. You're like,
Yeah.
wow, I am beautiful.
Yeah.
I didn't feel beautiful, but now that I see it, you're reminded of your divinity. And I think there's
Yes.
something really powerful about that moment. So I remember wearing your dress and just feeling really powerful. And I really felt like a phoenix. I was kind of coming out again as
Hmm.
a species. And I feel like Ao Yai, it embodies both femininity. It's very feminine. The Ao Yai is in its simplicity. You
Exactly.
don't have to like. I remember watching the movie Marie Antoinette, and you know that scene where she gets dressed, right? I'm sure you've seen the
Like,
movie. And there's like all
yes,
these
the
people.
corsets.
Yeah, it's just like 20 people just dressing
Yeah.
her, and it's a lot of work. And on the other side of the spectrum, you see with the Ao Yai, it's so simple. It's just
Yeah.
you.
And you were born in America, right?
I was born, yeah, I was born in America. My mom, she grew up in, I mean, she was born in Hue.
Mm.
So the Ao Dai is very, I mean, like, of course, in Vietnam,
Iconic.
but Hue, they're
Iconic.
known for wearing that white Ao Dai,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
she grew up wearing that. And
Yeah.
for me, like, it's so beautiful to kind of like, it's a way for me to pay homage, to
Mm-hmm.
my mother, to the
Mm-hmm.
motherland too, and everything.
Yes. And Hue is like the kingdom of Vietnam.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's where the king queens wore ao dai back in the day. I mean, this is the silhouette of the king and queen wore back in the day. It's the traditional ao dai ngũ thân. Is what's that? That's what they wear. It's non-gender. It's men and women wear the same silhouette. It's
Oh,
loose
I didn't know
fitting,
that.
lax fitting. Yes,
Wow,
you
interesting.
came from like the place of ao dai. And I'm so happy that now we have like a little information to let people know. Like, have you worn ao dai when you were
I
younger?
have,
Yeah.
yeah, of
Hmm.
course, of course. I remember in high school we would have like Heritage Day, like
Hmm.
Spirit Week,
Hmm. Hmm.
where everyone would wear things. And I think there was a national, like an international day where you kind of, if you were international, because my school was pretty international. I went to a predominantly Black school, but
Hmm.
the other half of the school was mostly like people from all across the
Hmm.
county, because I
Hmm.
went to a magnet program. So you know, like there's all spectrums of people. And I remember asking my mom, like, oh, like, can I wear an ao dai?
Yeah.
And my mom had one, and I wore one to school, and it was, I just, again, I just felt like so regal in
Yeah.
it. There's something about it where I really believe the dress transports you back in time. It's like you're time traveling back in time to that era where
Hmm.
there was so much, there was like like, you know, you had the ladies and the knights, you know, you had like that, it's that old school
Hmm.
romance. It was
Yeah.
that old school elegance that I really loved. And yet it's old school, yet it's modern. It still
Yeah.
looks good to this day for
Yeah.
thousands of years.
Yeah.
A dress like an aoyai can it can stand the test of time.
Mm.
You know, like that dress design has been around for how long, and yet
Mhm.
it's still to this day, it's still beautiful, and in its simplicity and in its femininity, it still stands.
I remember, I still have in the text, you sent me an inspiration photo of Khaleesi from Game of
Mhm,
Thrones
mhm.
because of that beautiful color, deep red color, right? And I think that's where we get the inspiration of the drama with the sleeves and
Yes,
train,
yes,
right?
yes.
And so, I mean, just a little inspiration like that. And I think for the amount of work you have done and you have created, I think that is like the Aoyai is very fitting for who you are, for that moment, for that night.
Yeah.
And then the goal that we have to talk about the countdown, the headdress. I mean, part of
Oh,
the look.
yeah.
I mean, it completes the look. It really makes you feel like a queen. And I remember we talked about the phoenix, right? And
Yeah.
the whole dress, I mean, the embroidery and the sleeves and the train is kind of like the phoenix tail, but then we need that headdress. And then I remember we did this metallic gold that we have these birds like flying and on your headpiece, on your kangdao. And to me, it was just very majestic. I wanted to wear it myself, but I was like, this is for Michelle. And you wore it beautifully. And I remember the minute I sent you like preview photos of the text, and it was like one response, like one word, wow. What was going through your mind at that moment when you see the photo before you even see the dress itself?
It just felt like I was, to me, it just felt like I was looking at a crown,
Mm.
like a crown that was made out of the sun. It was so powerful.
Mhm.
It was just a beautiful symbol that you created, and in its simplicity, it just told the story right there, which
Yeah.
to me is, it's very impressive. And I think your work is a reflection of that. Like you're able to tell a story through simplicity, through elegance. And that's hard to do. It's really hard to tell a story so simply. And you were just able to do that with the headdress.
Mhm.
And I just remember thinking, oh my gosh, like I can't wait to wear this.
No, and immediately after I sent it to you, you were sending me like makeup and hair inspiration.
Yeah.
You know, and I think, and I want to know, and I think so many people want to know, as a makeup like phenomenal you are, do you get inspired by the outfits or the garment or the look or
Mhm.
personality or feature to come up with that makeup style, that makeup?
I would say it would be the dress.
Okay.
The outfit does influence how the makeup should look.
Mm,
So for me, like my makeup was actually more simple because
right.
I wanted my outfit was just so regal, and it was so majestic in its own way, and I wanted that to speak.
Mhm.
And so my makeup was more pulled back. It was still elegant and beautiful, but
Right.
it was not as theatrical. And because I wanted the garment, I wanted the dress, the aoyai to shine,
Right.
not just my makeup. It was my makeup in a way took a back seat, and
Mm.
I was letting the dress do
Oh.
most of the, to be honest with you, yeah, the dress was really the one that was shining. And the whole night, everyone was just complimenting my dress from all cultures. Like certain women who were not
Yeah.
Vietnamese came
Yeah.
up to me like, what type of dress is this? So
Yeah.
beautiful. And I told them, oh,
Yeah.
it's an ao dai. It
Yeah.
means long dress in Vietnamese. And I was giving them like a little quick little elevator pitch of
History.
what an ao dai is. Yeah.
How did you feel wearing that ao dai, walking on the red carpet? What was their reaction? And what was the reaction of wearing it on stage, letting people know that you're wearing ao
Mm.
dai?
It's interesting. The dress made me feel powerful. It really made me feel like I stepped into like an armor, you know,
Mm,
like when you're about to go to war.
Yes.
right? It just felt like I was putting on some sort of armor, but it was an armor of silk. It was an
Hmm.
armor of
It was
like
so fragile.
sequences.
Yeah.
Yes, but yet so powerful. It doesn't
Yes.
have to be
Right.
stable. It doesn't have to be like hammered, scales or anything. I
Hmm.
mean, it had scales of its own of sequences.
Hmm.
I just remember feeling like, yeah, like I feel like a queen. Like this
Hmm.
dress really does make me feel like a queen. I am a queen. Like I
Yeah.
am that.
Queen Michelle that
And
night.
yeah, and it just shows just the power of a dress. I mean, like dresses have been around since the beginning of, civilizations,
Yeah.
and we've seen them like throughout history,
Mhm.
throughout all the different
Transform.
eras.
Yeah.
They change as we change because that's humanity. Like we
Yeah.
evolve.
I'm sure your mom saw you in an Ao Dai and she saw you in the photo of you and what was her
Yeah.
reaction? Well,
Oh
and be
yeah.
honest, just let me know.
She was so touched. She was so proud. I don't know if she cried. I have to call her and ask her. But I just know that she just loved it and she was so proud. And for
Yeah.
her, whenever she sees me in an Aoyai, like I mean, it takes her back. It takes her back
Yeah.
to when she was riding those bicycles
Yeah.
in Hue, you know?
Yeah. I love it. I always love photos of you and your mom and your sister Christine.
Yeah, yeah.
Christine also wore an Ao Dai that night with you too.
She
I think
did.
she's
She did.
beautiful. Like you both. And I remember your Ao Dai though, because, and a lot of people would tell me this too. It's, the silhouette is all covered,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
But we did a little sexy, sheerness at the
Yeah.
top and the sleeves.
It's
But
tasteful. Yeah. It's
yeah, it
definitely
was just
tasteful.
like beautifully, like it's kind of like the embroidery just kind of like tattoo on your body. Like it
Yeah,
hits all at the right places. But that's the one thing about an ao dai is it's covered, but yet it's so sexy,
it
right?
is. It's really, really interesting if you think about it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like for Western people, they tend to think, oh, showing more skin is sexy. But no, actually showing less in a weird way is more. But then there's a
That
play on the silhouette
mysterious.
cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a play on like the material and everything too. And I think that's more fun. But I
Yeah.
know everyone has different, interpretations of what sexy is. It's very personal for everyone. But for me, I think to me, an ao dai embodies that. Like you can make an ao dai a little more sexy, tastefully sexy by doing what you did, right? By having more panels of see-through silk and everything.
What do you think about non-Vietnamese wearing an ao dai?
I think as long as it's respectful, it's kind of the same as like if I were to wear clothes from the Middle East,
Mhm.
I'm not going to over sexualize it.
Exactly.
I'm going to be because it's not just a dress; it's
Mhm.
a piece of history. It's
So this is the last thing I wanted people to know, because you know how Vietnamese language is very interesting, right? So in the north, the northern Vietnam, they would say áo dài.
oh
I
yeah, with the
the
Z, yeah,
south, I say áo dài. You said
yeah.
áo dài. But then for your mom, this is an interesting thing that I want to point it out is for your mom from Central, they would say it with a Huế accent. Then it'll be
Well,
like,
let me ask her. Let me call her right
yeah, it
now.
will be like áo dài or something like,
Yeah, let me ask. My mom's actually good at doing all the different voices.
yeah.
How do you say áo dài in Huế accent?
Áo gì? Áo áo dài người Huế, áo dài
Áo
người Việt Nam.
dài, see?
Like I literally thought to myself, oh, I wish I could just wear an ao dai instead. And I
Yeah.
thought maybe I should just wear an ao dai.
No,
Like,
no, and I do a lot. I have a lot of non-Vietnamese marrying Vietnamese, so we do a lot of like blending the culture. We can
no
also
way.
use a lot of time we use the fabric from the origin of that country or their
Oh
heritage,
wow.
and then we make into an ao dai. It's kind of like blending the culture together,
That's
you know?
beautiful.
Yeah,
That's so beautiful. I love
I,
that.
it's all possible. It's just a matter if you want to wear an ao dai or not. That's it.
Yeah, I do. For sure I do.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Well,
I
thank
love
you.
you.
I love you too. I love you too. Thank you so much, Ty. It was so fun.
Yeah, and
I'll be here.
this is just to let people out there, dreams do come true. Like I was watching you, and I was like, one day I'm gonna meet her, and now I have created and designed an ao dai for you. We've met in person, we've fitted the ao dai together in
Yes.
person, and now we have this beautiful conversation together. And on top of that, I get to speak to your mom in Vietnamese.
Oh, I know she adores I already know she adores you. Like she
I
just
love
knows.
it. Thank
Yeah.
you so
Oh,
much.